Hi guys, welcome to lesson 19 of our math notes. Since I'm working from home this week, I don't have my document camera to record my math notes, so I'm using this online interactive whiteboard. I uploaded a document of the math notes, and so I'm just going to be using this platform to kind of work on answering all of our math note questions. Just like if I was working on my document camera, I want you to write down what is in front of you on the screen. This is lesson 19 in module 2. This is your warm-up, and again, if I'm ever going too fast for you, all you need to do is pause, rewind, fast forward, do what you need to do, but this is your math note lesson for the morning. So starting off with lesson 19, this is a topic that I feel a lot of my students always kind of shy away from, and it's long division. So we're going to be focusing on long division and the steps that are involved in long division today. And we're going to work on it together because this is not something that is easy to do. It takes some time, takes some practice, but we're going to go through it and I'm going to help you master it because that's my job. I'm here to teach you and I'm here to help you master this skill. All right, before we get started on the concept development, we have our warm-up here. I swear, I never yawn all day, and then as soon as I record these videos, I start yawning like crazy. I don't know. All right, what it is that you guys need to do for our warm-up is I have the first problem is I want you to name the parts of the division problem. So I have 21 divided by 7 equals 3. What is the first number in a division problem called? The second number and answer. I'm going to have you write that down. And then for number 2, I'm going to have you do kind of a repeat of what we've been doing in lessons 18 and 17. And that's make these division problems into a basic fact, and then you're going to estimate them. So I'm going to go ahead and have you pause the video. When you are done and ready for me to go over the answers, you're going to unpause it. All right, go ahead and pause and work on these warm-up problems now. All right, now that you guys have had the chance to work on that, I'm going to go through all of our answers. So the first one is 21 divided by 7 equals 3. Well, the first number in our division problem is called a dividend. Oops, I got to put my marker on there. It is called a dividend. And the reason I remember that is it has end in the end of the word, and end is not the end. The end is the beginning. So dividend, D-I-V-I-E-N-D. Dividend. I think I spelled that right. Let me see. D-I-V-I-D-E-N. No, there's an extra D in there. Yes, there's an extra D. All right, so D-I-V-I-D-E-N-D. D-I-V-I-D-E-N-D. All right, that's dividend. The second part of our division problem is the divisor. So I'm going to go ahead and spell divisor, D-I-V-I-S-O-R. Okay, again, we're just labeling the parts of our division problem. And then last but not least, our answer to a division problem is called the quotients. Quotients. E-N-T. There we go. So as I'm speaking on our math lesson today, I'm going to be using the terms like dividend, divisor, quotient. So it's really important that we have that those vocabulary terms mastered. All right, now jumping down, I don't want to use red. I'll use pink. Jumping down here to make into a basic fact and estimate. So I have 908 divided by 28. When I'm working on estimating with basic division facts, I'm going to start by rounding that divisor to an easy group of 10. Well, I know that 98 is close to 30. 28 is close to 30. So I'm just going to round this to 30. What can I round this 908 into that's close, or that can be easily divided by 3 or 30? Well, I know 908 is close to 900, okay? So now what I can do is I can cross out the zeros that they each share 1 0. So to find my quotient, 3 can go into 9 3 times. There's 1 0 left over in the problem, so there's going to be 1 0 left over in the answer. So my quotient is going to be 30. Jumping down here, I have 7,272 divided by 81. I'm going to start with that divisor. I'm going to round it to 80, make it simple on myself. And then I want to round this dividend to a number that 80 can easily go into. Well, if I count by 8, I know that 8 goes into 72. So I'm just going to rearrange that and make that 7,272. I'm just going to make it 7,200. Okay, I'm just going to round it to 7,200. Now again, I'm going to cross out the zeros that they share. They only share 1 0. I know that 8 goes into 72 9 times. That's a really big 9. And then I have 1 0 left in the problem, so I'm going to have my 1 0 left in the answer. And my overall answer or quotient is going to be 90. Again, some of you may turn this 81 into a 90 possibly, and then your quotient would have been 80. It totally depends. You may get different answers when it comes to these basic facts and estimating. Do what's easiest for you. As long as I can understand where your thought process was going, that's all I need to know. We're estimating here, we're not getting exact answers, so it's okay if we're a little off from one another. Okay, scrolling down, we are now going to work in our concept development. Okay, we're going to be working with long division. So again, what I have written down on here, I'd like you to write down on your notebook as well. And I would like you to put down these steps. And if you need to pause the video, please go ahead and do it. But we're going to be focusing on long division today. The first thing that we're going to always do with long division is we're going to create this little thing called, I call it a house. Okay, it's my long division step. I'm going to call this a house. Okay, and I need to always put the divisor outside of the house. That divisor always needs to go outside of the house. Now, since we've mastered this vocabulary, I know the divisor is the second number in our division problem. So my divisor is 30. It's going to go outside of my house. So I'm going to place it right here outside of my house. Okay? And then that means that my dividend, my first number, see, there goes another yawn. That's going to go inside my house. So my dividend is 70. I'm going to put that inside my house. Okay, again, you're doing this with me, pausing it if you need to. After I've done that, now what I need to do is I need to see how many times can the divisor go in the house. How many times can 30 go into each one of these digits inside of the house? Well, looking at 30, I'm going to start off by each digit of this number. Can 30 go into 7? No, it can't. So on top of the 7, I'm going to put a 0 or an X because I know 30 does not go into 7. It just doesn't, okay? But now I'm going to go over one more digit. So now I have 70. Can 30 go in to 70? Well, I know if you count by 30s, you have 30, 60, 90, 120. Well, it can, but just not evenly. 30 can go into 70 at least 2 times without going over. I cannot have my divisor get larger than my dividend. I can get it really, really close, but I can't have it go over. So now that I've figured out how many times 30 can go into the house, 30 can go in there 2 times. Now I gotta multiply that. So 30 times 2 is going to get me 60. So now I'm going to subtract 60 from my dividend. And again, I got 60 by doing 30 times 2. If I did 30 times 3, I'd have 90, and that's too big. Now I'm going to subtract. 0 minus 0 is 0. 7 minus 6 is 1. Now there's nothing left up here for me to bring down. And I know 30 does not go into 10. It can't. It just doesn't. It's too small. So that means that my remainder is 10. My answer is 2, remainder 10. And as long as that remainder is smaller than my divisor, I know I am doing just fine. So that was my, I guess I kind of skipped a step. That was my remainder portion of my checklist. My next portion of my checklist is I need to check to see if my answer is correct. In order to check to see if your answer is correct, you're going to multiply the divisor by the quotient and then add the remainder. And if you do all of that and you get that dividend, you know your answer is correct. So again, you're multiplying the divisor by the quotient, adding the remainder to see if you get the dividend. So I'm going to start by taking my quotient and multiplying, my divisor and multiplying it by my quotient. So I'm going to have 30 times 2. Okay, 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 3 is 6. Now I need to add that remainder of 10. 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 1 is 7. Well, that is the same as my original dividend, so that means that my quotient of 2 remainder 10 is correct. 2 remainder 10. Again, I'd like you to write all this down for me. These are the steps to long division. Okay. Feel free to pause it if you need to. I'm going to go to the next page. If we go to the next page, I have 3 more long division problems that we are going to work on today. Okay, I have 430 divided by 60, 572 divided by 90, 41 divided by 30. We're going to solve these 3 together, and then I'm going to explain your guys' exit ticket today. So I'm running out of time on this recording, so I'm going to pause this video and make sure you click on to watch part 2. All right, guys, be right back.